YouTube, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today, guys, we'll be talking about the 5 decks that I would recommend for the event. So these 5 decks are basically with the event's 5 types as well. So it's much more diverse than the previous monster type that we had. I think the last one we owned, no, I forgot what are the 2 archetypes that we used before. But yeah, we are running with Beast, Beast Warriors, Winged Beast, Insects, and Reptiles. So really diverse for the event. So first deck that we're gonna talk about is Layerless Tri-Brigade. Right off the bat, Layerless Tri-Brigade. So Layerless and Tri-Brigades were really popular before. That being, I think Layerless just phased out. Tri-Brigade, on the other hand, has been used as an additional archetype for sprites and are staying at tier 3 at the moment. If you are gonna run a pure Layerless deck, I think that would be very much okay. But the only downside is you'll be running with 1 copy of Bird Call, and of course your extra deck, it just runs with only Layerless monsters. We don't have any Downward Magician, we don't have Zeus, we don't have Utopic Future, and we don't have Utopic Draco Future to help out with the archetype. That is why I'm just dashing or mashing them with the Tri-Brigade to help out with more power, I would say. Tri-Brigades, on the other hand, are also been nerfed with this event. So we have 1 copy of Cuirass and no Revolt. Revolt was actually banned for this event, so very sad. I'm not sure if we're gonna run Tri-Brigade Bear Drum here because we don't have any good targets for Bear Drum. But yeah, tell me in the comment section below if ever you have good targets for Bear Drum. What else? I think that's basically it. Really good deck. Does a ton of spell summoning. That is why we're going for link plays. So that's what I recommend for the deck. That is the first deck, by the way, and if you like a deck list about it, just go down in the comment section below. It's always pinned for you guys to check out. Okay, so that is our Layerless Tri-Brigade. Let's go towards our second deck. Alright, so our second deck that we're gonna talk about is Yusenjo. Yusenjo is mostly on normal summoning. So once you summon your first Yusenjo, it's basically summoning another Yusenjo afterwards, dishing out a ton of damage during a turn, possibly doing an OTK. I think the only downside for this, if ever you're going first, you don't really have like a strong board presence or a strong end board for that matter. That is why going second is one of your best choices here for this type of deck. Also, this is really a budget type of deck. Other than the staples that you have right in front of you, the highest rarity that you'll have for this deck is the 1 copy of Twin Twister and then the 2 copies of Lose One Turn. Other than that, they're all commons and rare, so you basically have a really good deck to use on, and they don't really use the extra deck that much, or basically they don't use the extra deck. There is another variant for this wherein they do spell summoning, but I think that's they don't have the pendulum monsters added into it, and you need the 2 arches that you can do for pendulum summoning. But even so, with this type of gameplay, you still can manage to dish out a ton of damage. Going second is always your go-to plan. I'm not sure going for Lightning Storm here because you have a continuous spell with this, which is the Training Grounds. You can go with Regeki here though, so to help you out. So there we go. Regeki is going to be added here if you don't want a copy of Lightning Storm. So that's basically it. That's Yusenjo for you guys. Going second is your go-to plan. And like I said, deck list is pinned in the comment section below. So let's go towards our third deck. Alright, so third deck here, guys, is Ancient Warriors. So I don't really know the deck by far. The only thing that I know by the deck is they do a ton of special summoning. The only downside for this as well is they have only 1 copy of Masterful Sunmu, which is kind of prominent in most of their gameplays here. Other than that, they're still a really strong deck. They are more on special summoning, by the way, and dishing out more damage to your opponent's life points. Going second is your go-to plan for this type of deck as well. We are running some continuous spells, so I'm pretty sure you're going to remove like copies of Lightning Storm here. But if you're going second, I think this is still really good, very viable. So removing, you can go with 1 copy of Lightning Storm or 1 copy of Regeki, or 2 copies of Regeki for that matter if you want. But yeah, that's my recommendations for it. Yeah, like I said, spell summon type of deck. That's why if ever your opponent drops a copy of Maxi, you can go with Called by the Grave or negate it with a Crosses Designator. But I don't think if your opponent drops a copy of Maxi, Nibiru isn't insect, right? I think it's rock. Yeah, I think Nibiru is a rock type monster, so Nibiru is not really a problem with this type of deck as well. So yeah, you can just spell summon or spam a ton of monsters to your field and dish out more damage. Extra deck wise, we're just running 3 copies of the Link monsters that we have. You can go with more other Link monsters or rank monsters if you wish, but I don't think there are really good targets for extra deck monsters for this type of build. So that's Ancient Warrior for you guys, and of course, deck list is down in the comment section below. So let's move towards our 4th deck. And the 4th deck that we're going to talk about today, guys, is Crawlers. So Crawlers is basically a spamming type of deck. So they spam a lot of monsters to the field, especially with their copy of Soma that allows you to spell summon 2 level 2 monsters on the field by reducing its level by 4. So really insane. Majority of the crawlers are level 2, so it's easy enough to access your Link monsters. I don't think there are really good XZ level or rank 2s. I'm pretty sure there are no rank 2 monsters. Yeah, I don't really think there are really good rank 2 monsters. Oh, there we have. The Mannequin Cat is a really good card though. Now for the sake of this build, let's just go with the 3 copies of this anyways. You can innovate the deck, you can change the deck if you wish. You know, there's some slots here that you can use for the deck as well, so might as well. But yeah, highest rarity for the deck is the 3 copies of Soma. Other than the staples, it is kind of a budget deck as well, so you can go into this if you like, if you are interested into this. Same thing, we'll be using Regekis, Harpies, Foolish Burial. Foolish Burial is for the effect of some of the crawlers that will trigger its effect. Sadly, there's no Foolish Burial goods because it will be really fun to have Foolish Burial goods, but nevertheless, it's okay. So yeah, that is Crawlers for you. Extra deck wise, you basically need like a ton of supports, and yeah, there are a ton of supports for the insects in the extra deck, so that's really insane. If you're wondering why I'm not using trap tricks, there are some limitations with the trap tricks because majority of them are plants, so we can't use trap tricks, by the way. So Crawlers is a really good deck to use for the events that are basically insects overall. So that is Crawlers. Let's move towards the final deck. Alright, so our final deck is a really fun deck. I really like this deck since before. So Ballpark or Giant Ballpark deck. So its plan here is to have the Giant Ballpark activated as soon as possible. And with this, you can spell summon or spam a lot of normal monsters to your side of the field. It's either you can go for your rank plays or even for your Link plays. But even with that, you can still dish out really good damage with your normal monsters. So this cannot be targeted for Imperm because they don't have any effects. Also for effect failures as well. So really insane if you have this on the field. We are running Kaijus here and 1 copy of Beargram as its other useful insect monster that you can go with. Yeah, I think that's basically it. Really good archetype. I would really like to use this during the event, but let's test the deck out once the event is live. Like I said, we need to have Giant Ballpark activated at all means, so that's why we have Demise of the Land and Metaverse. So Demise of the Land is kind of like Metaverse, but you need to have an interaction of a special summon from your opponent's side of the field. So you can do this during your opponent's turn if you wish. If not, if you can go with 3 copies of Metaverse. If you have 3 copies of Metaverse, then why not? Go for it. So really good archetype and also very budgety. So I don't need, like I said, staples are the only high rarity for the deck as well. So you can go into this. So tell me your thoughts, guys, in the 5 decks that I recommended. Are they good? And also, like I said, deck list is pinned in the comment section below. You can check that one out. And I'll see you guys during the event. Hopefully, we'll have another deck profiles for the Fusion and XZ event later along the line. So that's me signing off. Keep safe, good luck, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.